What's up everyone, DBZonic here, and welcome to another Who Would Win Death Battle Debunk. It's finally time, ladies and gentlemen. We're tackling Knuckles versus Donkey Kong. And what do I mean by we? Well, I'm here with my good old buddy, Supersonic Studios. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, since I've already tackled quite a few Death Battle debunks, let's dig into this Death Battle debunk. Let us tell you just how horribly wrong the fight between Knuckles and Donkey Kong was, with the current information of Knuckles and the current info of Donkey Kong, including the game Donkey Kong Bonanza. Let's see who would actually win in this fight, and is the fight even close? You tell them.
The short answer, no, it was never close.
And is it close now?
Nope.
Now I know what you're all thinking. What? There's no way. Well, let's dig into the actual information. If you guys have been paying attention to all my Sonic videos as of late, you know where I'm going to go with Knuckles' scaling here. But let's dig into it. As always, we start with strength. So, Triple S. How strong is the DK, the Donkey Kong?
When it goes to his standard self, Donkey Kong is about roughly city and the country level, being capable of destroying a piece of land with ease, and was seen wiping the entire island with a matter of an hour. When he uses the Bonanza Kong form, he can get to planetary to almost universal level, as we saw in the battle with King K. Rool when he was using the powers of the Bananium Root, a powerful artifact that can change the universe with a single wish.
That's pretty impressive. A mythical gem that can grant a single wish that can change the course of the universe. I wonder where I've heard that before. So let's see, does that compare to Knuckles? Well, no. You see, Knuckles is anywhere between building to continental level with his base strength because he could cause earthquakes, as I mentioned in my Shadow vs. Mewtwo debunk, with Shadow being comparable to Knuckles and Knuckles being the only character that has caused earthquakes, since they're in different magnitudes. But given the fact that Knuckles is considered the physically strongest member of the core team, it wouldn't be out of the question to say he can shake or even possibly break an entire continent, with the fact that he just punches the ground and causes a massive earthquake. Can you just imagine that? An entire continent shaking from him punching the ground.
That is quite impressive for a little kid.
But if you think that's the limit, oh no. He should be vastly stronger than previous villains, such as the Metal Overlord and Sonic Heroes, who is stated to be anywhere between solar system to galaxy level. And since Knuckles is bound to be stronger than him by now, since at least 3 other characters have surpassed his power, Knuckles should also get to that level as well. So, well, galactic level Knuckles in base, and he could even possibly be universal based on some of the villains. Oh boy, but are we gonna stop there? No. Wanna know what the problem is with that? Yeah, cause while Knuckles was not stronger than Super Neo Metal Sonic, technically speaking, we don't know whether or not a transformation would have made a difference. I mean, Knuckles was pretty convinced that Blaze might make a difference with her Burning Blaze form, so a possible transformation could have made a difference. Now I know you're thinking, can Knuckles transform? Yes, canonically he still can. Sonic Superstars gave him essentially a super form of sorts. Not the same kind of Sonic's, but a super form unique to him. Not to mention, he had the super state in Sonic Heroes. And thanks to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is still canon, he has his hyper form. Which, yeah, bare minimum, that would make him, well, hyperversal, since he should be at the current moment, thanks to Sonic Frontiers, much stronger than people like Solaris. Hell, even if you want to say he's only the 4th most powerful character behind Silver, even though you could make arguments of him being more powerful than Silver, being that he's the only character other than Sonic who has a hyper form, even still, that could bump Knuckles up to low transversal, or even low omniversal, putting him on par with Shadow. Still weaker than Sonic, but yikes, that is some strength. So, Knuckles wins strength, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's no contest.
Well, do we even bring up speed at all? Like, are we really going to ask who's faster between Donkey Kong and Knuckles?
The fastest that Donkey Kong can get is about roughly 70 miles in his base form. As we believe we can see him outpacing characters like Yoshi a few times. So when he uses stuff like the zebra form in Bonanza, he gets about to at least 120 to 140 by comparing his base form. And then when he turns into the Bonanza Kong form, it's only like 80 to 100 for that form, which is pretty fast, but compared to Knuckles, this is where the downside comes.
Yeah, at absolute bare minimum, Knuckles is like light speed. He has kept up with Sonic multiple times throughout the course of the series, and since he has kept up with Sonic, and should be as fast, if not a little bit faster than classic Sonic, even though that could be considered probably debatable, but even being compared to classic Sonic, he could get to immeasurable, since as I've stated at least 3 times by now, classic Sonic time traveled with pure speed, and this is adult Knuckles who's kept up with adult Sonic. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I can safely say Knuckles is at least immeasurable speed. So yeah, there's no contest with this speed category.
No, not even for the fighting skills category. The best thing that Donkey Kong can really do in that is just straight up boxing and wrestling, but that's only due to him being a gorilla.
Whereas Knuckles has pretty much mastered the art of boxing. He literally has special attacks that have to do with his digging ability, which is unique to him and his species as an echidna. Plus, he has a special attack, thanks to Sonic Battle, called the Lightning Punch, where lightning hits his fist and then he punches the person in front of him. I'm sorry, when the hell did Knuckles become Thor God of Thunder? So fighting skills is not a competition, and powers and abilities, while they do have similar abilities if you look at it first glance, but
this is where things are just not fair.
And as we said multiple times in every video, strength, durability, and scaling pretty much go hand in hand, so Knuckles is more durable than Donkey Kong, he scales higher, and oh my word, the weapons is a joke. Donkey Kong has 2 weapons, a coconut bazooka and his fist, whereas Knuckles has his fist, the Knuckle Spikes onset fist. He has the shovel claws, and he has the hammer claws, and probably a bunch of other weapons throughout the series that he's had over the years. Plus, if I'm not horribly mistaken, he can literally just, well, pick up a huge rock and toss it. Sure, Donkey Kong can do the same, but Knuckles has done it a lot longer than Donkey Kong has. And again, imagine this, Knuckles puts on the hammer claws, starts punching the crap out of Donkey Kong, does the lightning fist, so Donkey Kong would get a mean slugger on his face and then get electrocuted.
Yeah, not looking good for the big ape.
And the weaknesses. Is this even a competition? Knuckles' one weakness is that he's short-tempered.
Yeah, in the case for Donkey Kong, he could still die just like any other Mario characters. Fire, lava, crushed to death, drowning in water, black holes, space due to lack of oxygen, anything. And one of the biggest ones is due to the fact that he's not smart. And I know some people are gonna bring that up with Knuckles too, but oh man.
Yeah.
Care to explain?
The whole Knuckles being dumb was mostly in the Boom series. And I don't think I need to tell you this, but Boom Knuckles is not canon!
It pissed me off so much when Death Battle used that for his fight against Donkey Kong. Like, it is literally stated multiple times, Sonic Boom was never canon, and it never will be.
It's its own universe, somewhat connected to the Sonic world, yes, but is it canon to the main story? No.
Yeah, and the same thing could literally be implied to Donkey Kong with some of his stuff. Yes, I know, some people are going to bring up the TV show, but here's the thing, that was never canon to the Donkey Kong games, and it never will be.
So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. In literally every single category, Donkey Kong doesn't have a single chance to win against Knuckles. Now, I know what some of you are gonna be like, but what about the wish from the Banandian route? Couldn't he win? Yeah, if Knuckles was in Donkey Kong's world, because it only works in his world. It doesn't work outside of it. And typically in these, battle scenarios, the characters would be in a neutral world. Now I know you're thinking, but then how does Knuckles have his powers? Did you forget the Chaos Emeralds can work in any universe?
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there is absolutely no scenario where Donkey Kong wins. Unless by some weird reason, Knuckles ends up in his world and Donkey Kong thinks to use a wish to, I don't know, win the fight. The chances of that happening are slim anyway, because even if Knuckles goes to Donkey Kong's world, the power of the Chaos Emeralds would still work there. And the fact that the Chaos Emeralds have made characters fight on par with literal gods who have destroyed entire multiverses with minimal effort, I'm pretty sure the Banana route would not affect Knuckles anyway. As soon as he turns into a super state or even his most powerful form, the Hyper Knuckles form, nothing, and I repeat, absolutely nothing is going to bullshit Knuckles into losing.
Yep, and if anybody's gonna try and say that Donkey Kong could possibly even be some of the weaker versions, like say Underground Knuckles, that still wouldn't happen at all, due to the fact that Knuckles in that show was just about as far as he was in the game series.
And another loss to Nintendo and another victory for Sega.
Sega really does what Nintendo don't, do they?
Yep. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The actual winner between Donkey Kong and Knuckles would be Knuckles the Echidna, which I gotta say, that has to be the most embarrassing loss a gorilla could ever have. He loses to the cousin of an anteater and a porcupine. He loses to something that's barely bigger than a small dog. That is embarrassing as hell. So, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The fight is over, and that debunks another Death Battle video. So before we leave, Triple S, got anything to say to the peoples?
You guys know what you need to do. You need to like the video. You need to comment on it. You need to share it. And most of all, you need to subscribe to the channel.
Yes, indeedy. And if you don't want to miss any videos or any posts or anything that I upload to this channel, you need to click the notification gong so you never miss a damn thing. Links, as always, will be in the description below to Triple S's channel, or it'll be at the end of this video.
Yep, and if you guys want any other ideas of what characters you want to see from Mario and Sonic, you just gotta let us know in the comments, and maybe we'll do it.
I promise I will get to them eventually, or we will get to them eventually. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching, stay awesome, and as always, a Dragon Fest. Hiya.
Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Sonic I don't chuckle.